Good morning, Davao. Good morning, Mindanao. Good morning, North, South, East, and West. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Cacho for the headlines. Weather forecast. Easterlies affecting Mindanao. Local news. Road closure on April 10 and 11 in Davao for Idil Pitir Congregational Prayer. DepEd, wearing of face mask in school still not mandatory. Only one LGU announces blended learning. CSWDO boasts child protection desk for Dabraa athletes. National news. Kibuloy wants assurance from Marcos that US won't interfere in the Philippine court proceedings. DA reiterates commitment to increasing country's rice production. International news. Israel-Gaza briefing. Obstacle to peace seems larger than ever after 6 months of war. Sydney floods. Warnings of further deluge as major dam spills. Entertainment news. Cake Lapis. The most beautiful cake for Ramadan. Sparkle goes to Canada. Sports news. Japanese Grand Prix 2024 result. Max Verstappen wins after crash delay. No longer mighty TNT, Coach Chut Reyes makes prank assessment after Trupang Gigas shaky PBA start. For the features, Ann Curtis on sisters Jasmine Curtis Smith, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do for you. Noah Kahan, Teddy Swims, and Benson Bone, US singers-songwriters are pop's breakout stars 11 hours ago. For the side stories. Trivia. Do you know that Davao City is a haven for adventures enthusiasts? Weather forecast. Mindanao will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to easterlies. Light to moderate winds from east to northeast with light or slight to moderate seas. Local news. Road closure on April 10 and 11 in Davao for Idil Pitir Congregational Prayer. The 20th Davao City Council approved an ordinance during the special session on Friday morning, April 5, 2024 at the Sangguniang Panglungsod. The temporary road closure of Aurora Street, Barangay 32-D, Poblacion, in connection with the upcoming centralized Idil Pitir Congregational Prayer. In light of this, Aurora Street will be closed for 4 a.m. or from 4 a.m. to 12 noon on April 10 and April 11. In connection with the upcoming night prayer rally, the Mercy Islamic Foundation requested for a road closure on the specified date, time, and place. The ordinance states, DepEd, wearing of face mask in school still not mandatory. An official from the Department of Education, Davao Region, DepEd Davao, said that there were no orders for students to wear masks in relation to the increasing cases of pertussis or whooping cough in the region. Jenelito Dudong Atilio, spokesperson of DepEd Davao, revealed this on Thursday, April 4, 2024, at the Media Center DepEd Division Office. However, he that the agency is encouraging parents to use their wise discretion on their children wearing masks. We encourage the parents to use their wise directions or discretions. We would rather that they order their children to wear masks for protection, he said. Only one LGU announces blended learning. An official from the Department of Education, Davao, DepEd Davao, clarified that only one city has announced switching to blended learning due to extreme temperatures. Jenelito Dudong Atilio, spokesperson of DepEd Davao, said on Thursday afternoon, April 4, 2024, at the Media Center, DepEd Division Office that only the island garden city of Samal, Igacos, declared a half-day class in public and private schools in both elementary and secondary level. There is one LGU already nga nag-declare og half-day temporary suspension or cancellation of face-to-face or in-person class. And then we have to shift to modular, he said. He added that Igacos cited two reasons: the increasing heat index and the power outage. He said that Igacos will not be utilizing online classes. Rather, they will be using modular or distance learning. CSWDO boasts Child Protection Disc for Dabraa athletes. An official from Davao City Social Welfare and Development Office, CSWDO, said that they reinforced their Child Protection Disc, CPD, to provide better support and attention to Davao Region Athletic Association Davraa athletes. Julie Dayaday, CSWDO head, said during the I Speak Media conference on Thursday, April 4, 2024, at the Media Center, DepEd Division Office, that they provides athletes protection from abuse that may be sexual, physical, or verbal. Dayaday stressed the importance of having a CPD so that the athletes can talk to personnel on duty, especially when they are overwhelmed or when they lost the game. National news: Kibuloy wants assurance from Marcos that U.S. won't interfere the Philippine court proceedings. Kingdom of Jesus Christ KJC founder and leader Pastor Apollo Kibuloy demanded on Saturday, April 6, 2024, for the government of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. to issue a written assurance that it will not let the United States government meddle with his legal battles in the country before he would surface and face the charges against him. In an audio recording, Kibuloy said he is not in hiding due to the charges of child and sexual abuse filed against him by the former members of the KJC, but because of the conspiracy of the Philippine and U.S. governments for his extraordinary rendition. Ako po ay hindi nagtatago sa kasong ito dahil sa ako po ay may kasalanan. Hindi po. Ako ay umiiwas dahil pinoprotektahan ko po ang aking sarili, sapagkat ang lahat po ng nangyayaring ito sa kasong ito na napakasimple lamang po ng mga kasong ito. Simple case lamang po ito na 4 na taon nang nakabinbin dyan sa Department of Justice o DOJ. Pagkatapos ngayon ay binuhay na naman nila. Pagkatapos, ito po ang ginagawa ngayon ng nasangkalan upang ako ay habulin, he said. Department of Agriculture reiterates commitment to increase country's rice production. The Department of Agriculture, DA, has reiterated its commitment to increase the level of rice production in the country with lower expenditures to alleviate the burden of global inflation in other foods and non-foods production, particularly rice. In a press conference on Saturday, April 6, 2024, Department of Agriculture, DA, Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa said the government will use greater mechanization and efficient post-harvest processes to boost agricultural activity in the country. Sa ngayon, ang tutok pa rin namin ngayon ay sa palayan na mataas na level ng production at mapababa yung cost to produce. Again, sa pamamagitan ng mechanization at mapababa rin yung post-harvest losses. Kaya yun ang tinututukan din ni DA Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel, he said. International news. Israel-Gaza briefings, obstacle to peace seems larger than ever after 6 months of war. 6 months after the Hamas attacks on Israel, war, disease, starvation, and death ravage Palestinians in Gaza. Israel is deeply divided as its prime minister struggles to keep his promise of total victory. The United States, Israel must essentially has turned against the way it is fighting the war. With Iran vowing vengeance for Israel, assassinations of the leading Iranian general in Syria, and months of cross-border conflict with Iran's ally, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the risk of an all-out Middle East war are increasing. The statistic records the horrors of the past 6 months. More than 33,000 Gazans, a majority of whom were civilians, have been killed, according to the Health Ministry. According to Save the Children, 13,800 Palestinian children in Gaza have been killed and over 12,009 wounded. UNICEF reports at least 1,000 children have had one or both legs amputated. More than 1,200 Israelis, mostly civilians, were killed by Hamas on October 7, and 253 people were taken into Gaza as hostages. Israel says that of 130 hostages still there, at least 34 are dead. A UN team reported in March that it had clear and convincing information that hostages had been subjected to sexual violence, including rape, sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment. It says there were reasonable grounds to believe that the violence against hostages was continuing. Sydney floods. Warning of further deluge as major dam spills. Floodwaters are expected to rise in Sydney after torrential rainfall on Friday caused flash floods in parts of Australia's second largest city. The authorities have warned heavy rain fumeled parts of the city for 24 hours, forcing thousands to evacuate the city outskirts. The rain also caused the city main supply of water, the Waragamba Dam, to spill 2 days earlier than expected. People living downstream of the dam have been warned to expect more floods. The dam started spilling on Saturday morning and has been pumping the equivalent of 80,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools downstream every single hour since, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. Entertainment news. Cake lapis, the most beautiful cake for Ramadan. The cake is a sublime arch form, involves numerous colors and flavors commingling into a oh so soft and delicious cake that hides the kaleidoscopes of intricate geometric patterns. The rich, buttery aroma of Cake Lapis Layers cakes greets me when I walk into Ceres, short of the Shafira Shainon, small baking studio at her home near Kuala Lumpur. The alluring aroma is not surprising, given that Malaysia is gearing up to celebrate Raya, the local name for Ramadan, and Cake Lapis in a integral part of these festivities. Siri puts her academic training as an engineer to good use in her current career as baker. Watching her hands spreading the batter evenly on a pan, I think that baking in a cake lapis is a bit like conducting a scientific experiment. Preparing this multi-layered Malaysian cake with colorful and complex pattern not only requires knowledge and skills, but also odors and patience, an eye for precision, and a steady hand. Sparkle goes to Canada. Sparkle GMA Artist Center kicks off its first ever world tour in Canada this April. Because Sparkle stars know no bounds. They are finally setting foot on the international stage to give global Pinoy a once-in-a-lifetime show. One of the biggest offering of Sparkle this 2024, Sparkle Goes to Canada, is the Artist Center's first ever back-to-back show in the land of the maple leaf. It is directed by the one and only Johnny Manahan, aka Mr. M, and features exciting performances from Sparkle's best Julian San Jose and Raver Cruz, Bianca Umale and Ruru Madrid, and David Licauco and Barbie Forteza. For the sports, Japanese Grand Prix 2024 result. Max Verstappen wins after crash delay. Max Verstappen cruised to a comfortable victory in the Japanese Grand Prix, leading teammate Sergio Perez to a Red Bull 1-2. Verstappen took an early race stoppage as Suzuka in his stride as the secured his third victory in 4 races this season. Red Bull were in a league of their own in a race dominated by tires strategy. Carlos Sainz passed teammate Charles Leclerc late on a secured third as Ferrari used differing strategies. No longer mighty TNT, Coach Chut Reyes makes frank assessment of Trupang Gigas, shaky PBA start. The Trupang Giga fell behind early and could not reverse their fortune from there to absorb a 96-112 beatdown against the Batang Pier. TNT head coach Chot Reyes did not look far when asked about what went wrong in the match as he quickly took the blame. Honestly, the past game was I thought, was very bad preparations on my end. We had a very short post games in the dugout. It's just said that loss was mine. Reyes said after his team rebounded with 92-90 win over the Bulls that pushed them to a 3 over 3 or 3-3 mark for a share of fifth on Sunday, April 7. The matchups were all wrong. The preparations was all wrong. Northport took advantage. Yes, there's a lot to be said about the energy and effort of our players, but I think it starts from the coach. For the features, Ann Curtis on sisters Jasmine Curtis Smith, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do for you. It's showtime. Host Ann Curtis greets her sister Jasmine Curtis Smith on her birthday. Kapamilya stars Ann Curtis is one sweet sister to her younger sibling Jasmine Curtis Smith. On Saturday, April 6, the It's Showtime host pinned a short but heartfelt birthday message for Jasmine on Instagram and posted, "Happy birthday" or "Happy big birthday to my sister or sistra at Just Curtis Smith aka Dahlia's twin. You know that there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do for you. I love you. Noah Kahan, Teddy Swims, and Benson Bone, US singer-songwriter, are Pop's breakout stars 11 hours ago. In 2024, high-octane pop and dance music are out of an folksy singer-songwriter are in. If New Church data is anything to go by. 3 of the 4 biggest hits of the year so far have come from Noah Kahan, Teddy Swims, and Benson Bone, according to the UK's official charts company. Kahan's painstained folk track Stick Season, which was originally released back in 2022, became the most popular song of the first 3 months of this year after spending 7 weeks at the top of the chart. Swim's Addiction, Team's Lose Control comes in second after spending the past 13 weeks on the top 10. For the side story, let's watch this.
Okay, so hello everyone. So once again I am Jaya, and I am very glad, and I am so happy that all of you are here, and you are invited here for a reason. So I'm very thankful sa lives sa each one of you na adires. Through this song, so I would like to dedicate this song to everyone, to my friends, to my mama, my papa, my church mates, my loved ones, my close friends. So if you know this song, so please sing along, and I believe na familiar man niya, so even the oldies. So okay, let's sing this song. strangers who don't belong. Heart that's strong. It's nice to know that there's someone I can turn to. They always care, they're always there. When there's no getting over that rainbow, and my smallest dreams will come true. I can't take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you.
And for our trivia, Davao City is a haven for adventures enthusiasts. From whitewater rafting in Davao River to zip lining through the lush forest canopies, there are plenty of adrenaline pumping activities to experience. That's all for today's news. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell button for you to be updated by the Pinoy Rab News channel. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Katso. Thank you.